Good morning, Alexa. It is exactly 10 and 36 seconds right now. Well, it was. Um, so I finally got around to watching your video from Friday because I'm a terrible person. And yeah, so I'm going to respond to that one in this video. Um, so your history book, I never read it because I was not in HL history, but I did read Running in the Family, and I really liked it. Um, it's hard to understand. You pretty much have to read it twice to understand it, but nobody has time to read a book twice. So Miss Rader acknowledges that, or at least she did for us. I hope she does for you. She probably will. But yeah, so I hope that worked out well. I'm really sorry that you have a lot of work and a lot of reading to do. That's no fun. I'm glad you're making friends with Ava and Jessica and all those people because I actually had complete faith that you would find friends when I wasn't there. I know you had friends besides me, and now you have more friends besides me because you're a wonderful person and everybody wants to be friends with you. So there's that, but I'm glad that you're hanging out with them. And doing sound for poetry, that's exciting. I feel like Mr. Baloo has left me in the auditorium a lot, just like, hey, do this production, I'm leaving. And most of the time it's been with other people, but I feel like once or twice it was just me. But it was like for the 4th grade moving up ceremony where I didn't actually have to do sound, I just kind of made sure there wasn't feedback in the mics, which meant I was just controlling the volume levels. I didn't touch any of the EQ stuff. And running lights at the same time, that was fun. It was not fun. It was really annoying, actually, because I had to keep running back and forth in between the two boards, which just sucked a little bit. But it was good. So I'm glad that you have independence. That's really cool. And Mr. Blue trusts you. I wrote down, independence, yeah, exclamation mark. Madison, I miss Madison and Anna and, of course, everybody on the stage crew. You should definitely let me know when you're doing, like, paid stage crew stuff or even not paid stage crew stuff, and I'll come in and visit because I miss you guys, like, a lot. And Megan's acting, I'm really glad. I hadn't heard anything about Megan. I heard Faye won, but I hadn't heard anything about Megan's performance. So that's really cool that Faye won, firstly, and it's also really cool that Megan's, I know, I have faith in her. Like, I think she needs a lot of practice, but I think when she gets that practice, she's going to be so good, and I'm slightly jealous because there's also the little bit where she's probably going to have a better range than I am when she's the age I am now, which is always sad. But I love that my sister's talented and is doing fantabulously back home, even though she's been arguing with my dad since my mom's on a work trip. I mean, not a work trip, she doesn't work. My mom's in Missouri visiting my aunt. Sorry, So we had 2 rehearsals today for choir because our concert's this Saturday. And I started showing symptoms of getting sick halfway through the first rehearsal. And so like cold sick. So now I'm getting a cold sick, but I've had a headache for like 5 days. And it'll go away sometimes, and then it'll come back, and it'll be really bad, and I'll have to take a lot of Advil. It's actually on my bed right now, if you can see. Oh my goodness, it's backwards, that's so weird. Anyway, yeah, so that's been fun, and now I have a cold, and, like, part of me is like, you don't feel bad enough to justify sitting on your bed and eating candy and watching TV and not doing work. You should get up and do work. And part of me is like, but my head hurts and I feel slightly sick, so I just kind of want to sit and do nothing. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting on my bed watching TV. This is going to be a long video, by the way. But I'm sitting on my bed watching TV and not doing work, which is going to really come back to haunt me. But my morning class tomorrow was canceled, so I'm thinking I'm just going to get up early and do work tomorrow morning before my 1 o'clock class, so that's good. I already said I was really happy that birthday one, and I totally agree with you that I'm glad Sophie didn't win because okay, I don't like her voice. I think it's a little shrill. That'll probably go away as she gets older, and she'll probably be a fine singer. She's good at dancing. I mean, she was our lead in Millie. She has to be good. But she can't act. Like, I mean, if she can act, she hasn't shown me a single, like, I've never seen her acting talent come out, I guess. Like, in Millie, it was just, I was not impressed, and maybe it was because she was sick, but I didn't see any acting, like, in rehearsals. And maybe it was different in Xanadu, who knows? I don't know, but I've not been impressed with her acting. So, so that's, like, yeah, so I'm glad she didn't win, because I feel like she wouldn't have deserved to win, and Faye definitely did. Foxy, I appreciate the Foxy cameo. I loved it. I love Foxy. I've seen so many dogs today, and I just want to go hug them all. And I can't, because that would be a little weird. So, let's see, things in my life. Ben and I are doing well. He wanted to talk on Friday, but I ended up being really busy, so we didn't talk till Saturday night, really late. And he was just basically saying, like, oh, well, you seem just a little bit disinterested, and I just want to make sure, like, you still want this to be happening, and, like, you know, it's always me initiating, like, hangouts, or, I don't know, just being together, or dates, or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at showing affection, because it's true, I really am, and I think it's just, like, I've had so many, I don't know, I don't know why I'm bad at showing affection, I just am, it's like, it's just to significant others, I'm fine with showing affection to everybody else, but I have some complex, you can probably hear my hallmates yelling outside. I've just got some issue, and I don't know what it is, so I felt really bad, but he was okay with it. I mean, he just, like, he seemed fine with it. He just wanted to make sure, like, this was me, and not just because I wasn't interested in him. And I was having some doubts, I guess, but once I was, like, alone with him, and we were talking, and cuddling / I was napping on him, because I was really tired, it was really nice, and I remembered that I did want this. I remembered it really fast. Not that I'd forgotten entirely, but yeah, so that's good. And everything's happy there. So there was a Symphonicon meeting this weekend. I'm a little nervous because I met with the other stage manager and the assistant stage manager, and the reason they pulled me in was because the other stage manager had no experience with theater, and I've had experience with theater. Like, I've done a lot of theater, but I've never stage managed or even assistant stage managed. But I figured, like, I would know what to do. It's just a lot of organization and keeping track of, like, things and props, and not props because there's a props master, but, like, just keeping track of things and, in general, being in charge of, like, making what the director wants to happen and delegating things. And it's really just this one thing that's scaring me, but the stage manager was like, oh, well, we'll be writing down blocking. You do know how to write down blocking, don't you? And I was like, well, the way my school did it was a little unorthodox, so I might not do it the way you want, like the way you want. And she was like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to go over it for, like, my other assistant stage manager, so you can just join in on that review session. But it's like, we never wrote down blocking in high school. And we did, and whenever we did, it was like, I've written down blocking, like, plenty of times, but it was always just, like, I just kind of wrote down whatever was happening. There wasn't any specific way of doing it, and the way she said it, it sounded like there was a specific way. This is gonna go way over 10 minutes. I'm sorry you have to watch this. But anyway, yeah, so that's really worrisome. But other than that, I feel like it'll be okay. A little stressful, but okay. So that's good. Funny story. After the second rehearsal today, I was standing, like, with Ben and some other people, and we were standing near my friend Kaden, whose real name is Grayson, But apparently Grayson was too confusing, so he changed it to Caden when he got here to William & Mary. It's really weird. He's a character. He's a character like everybody I've met, apparently. So anyway, so he's like, hey, Ben, Emma, and calls us over. And my friend Heather was like, stop calling her Emma. It's M, and I know her real name is Emma, but I'm used to her being M, and you're just confusing me. And I thought it was really funny. Anyway, so he calls us over, and like, really, this was all really sketchy, this whole exchange. And he like sort of half pulls out a bottle of some alcohol in his bag and was like, hey, do you want to help me finish this tonight? And I was like, what is it? And he told me it was some form of wine. It sounded vaguely fancy, but not like super fancy. I don't even know. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna help you with that. Have fun. She's in the other lounge, I think.
No, I was just there.
Oh, then I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry. No, not at all. Sorry, someone was looking for Ray Michelle. They always do that. They come in here and look for Ray Michelle, and it's like, I'm not Ray Michelle. I don't know where she is. I thought I did, but I guess not. Anyway. Oh, so yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna help you finish that, sorry. And then Ben was like, yeah, I've got work to do. So, Caden knows I don't drink. I'm pretty sure he's trying to corrupt me along, like, as well as some other people. My friend Nora, every time the fact that I don't drink, or even drinking comes up, she just looks at me and goes, one of these days. And I think it's really funny. But it's also not gonna happen. And I also have a really strong suspicion that if I ever got drunk, I'd be pretty much the same as I am now. I'm not sure what else I would do. Because, like, I already have no control over, like, what I say. Or I have some control, but, like, I don't have anything to say that would be really bad. Or I have a feeling I'd be pretty much the same. So I think they're just all, like, hyped up for nothing. And this reached 12 minutes. I am sorry. So that's it. That was my funny story. I hope it made you laugh. I know my delivery wasn't very good. But, yeah. Oh, really quickly, I'm so sorry. So Grand Illumination, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's this big, like, winter opening Christmas fireworks thing that they do in Colonial Williamsburg. And my big Scott and my big Claire took me to see it, and it was great, and it was lovely, and they're the best. Anyway, so I love you. I'm sorry that this is 13 minutes. I really didn't want to do this to you, but I did. Okay, so I love you. I hope your work is going well. Goodbye.